Alrighty folks, finishing off the Humpers draft grades will be the Mule Conference. We've got the retired angry donkeys. Now the donkeys are going to be led at quarterback by Mr. Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is a big time question mark. He is coming off a pretty catastrophic knee injury, and he's never really lived up to his full potential. Now, LJ, Larry Johnson, this is a very interesting pickup. Will LJ be the 1,700-yard, 18-touchdown LJ, or will he be the 500-yard and 5-touchdown LJ that he was last year? Willie Parker, he gains lots of yards, but he averages only 6 TDs over his last 3 years. Now, out on the wideouts, that's where this team's really strong. We've got Anquan Bolden and Randy Moss. Now, Randy Moss had an absolutely fabulous season last year, and I look for him to put up even bigger numbers this year. Antonio Gates is going to be the tight end, and we got a decent bench led by Fred Taylor and Chris Chandler. The Todd Angry Donkeys coming in with a B. Moving on now to the Steel Addicts. The Steel Addicts are going to be led by Tony Romo at quarterback. Tony Romo coming off a fabulous season last year where he had 4,200 yards and 36 touchdowns. Well, I tell you what, if he can keep his eyes off Jessica Simpson and his eyes on the football, he could probably have an even better year this year. Frank Gore is going to be running the ball out of the backfield. We'll see how he does coming off a little bit of an injury. Now, Jericho Cotchery, Lee Evans, and Calvin Johnson are going to be at the wideout position. Calvin Johnson had 756 yards and 4 touchdowns as a rookie. I think he's going to double those total this season. We got Heath Miller at tight end, backed up by Greg Olson. Good combination there. And the bench is strong with John Kitna, Chris Johnson, and Deuce McAllister. Overall, I give the Steel Addicts a B- grade. Moving on now to the Sean Taylor. Now, a lot of question marks on this team. Matt Hasselbeck has been struggling with injuries the entire preseason. It will remain to be seen how he performs when the real games get started. Michael Turner is going to be a first-time starter in the MFL, and we'll have to see how he does. Selvin Young is going to be the second running back, and nobody's really sure what this guy can do. Sean Taylor's got one heck of a combination at wideout, though, let me tell you. Reggie Wayne, who had 1,510 yards and 10 touchdowns, joins Braylon Edwards, who had 1,289 yards and 16 touchdowns. Add those two up, you got 2,800 yards and 26 touchdowns from the wide receiver position. Obviously, the strength of the Sean Taylors. They also have Jason Witten at tight end. Now, the whole Humper predicts that Jason Witten will finish the season as the #1 tight end with over 1,000 yards receiving and over 10 touchdowns. The problem here is they got a shady bench full of old, unproven, or stoned running backs like Ricky Williams. Although I do think Ricky Williams is going to have a pretty good year for a stoned guy with 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. They've also got some good depth at wide receiver. I give the Sean Taylors a C. Finishing out our grade report would be Spit in My Hair. Now, Spit in My Hair is led by quarterback David Garrard, who had one heck of a football year coming in halfway through the season this year. We'll see what he can do as a full-time starter. Marion Barber, another guy who didn't start last year, but he managed to garner up 975 yards and 10 touchdowns, not starting a single game. As a starter, the old Humper predicts that gum donkey's going to rush for over 1,200 yards and close to 20 touchdowns. Now, Lawrence Maroney could be a huge asset to this team, as Mr. Mike Cameron Softhair has combined 2 dreadlock rosters in the backfield, and he's also reunited 2 college teammates from Minnesota in the backfield, Lawrence Maroney and Marion Barber. Now, Larry Fitzgerald, Hines Ward are going to be the receivers, and Kellen Winslow is going to be the tight end. So they've got some options there on the outside as well. I tell you what, Eli Manning is starting the season on the bench as quarterback, but I think he may take that job from David Garrard at some time during the season. They've got no depth at running back, but great depth at wide receiver with Anthony Gonzalez and Nate Bolson. Overall, Spit in My Head's getting a B. And that's it for Humper's Draft Grades. I think we've given the viewers a good inside look at some of the steals and deals and the not so much stealing and dealing of this year's MFL draft. Now let's see if we can kind of look into our crystal balls and look into the future and see what's going to happen this season. I'd like to ask you for your 3 conference winners and your 3 wildcard spots, and let's see if we agree or disagree on these picks. Let's start off with the Jackass Conference.
Jackass Conference, I've got 2 words. Tom Brady. That's going to lead Buffalo Soldiers to take the conference. They also have got running back Ryan Grant. That's going to help propel them to take the Jackass Conference.
Well, I tell you what, Leah. While I can't argue with Tom Brady being one heck of a football player, and I think that it is possible that the Buffalo Soldiers could come out on top of the Jackass Conference this season, I believe the winner of the Jackass Conference is going to be the Chi-Town Hustle. Now, you know, these Chi-Town Hustle are going to be QB'd this year by Carson Palmer. This fella hasn't thrown fewer than 26 touchdowns or 4,000 yards since 2005. Now that's a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns consistently. And I think Mr. Carson Palmer, Jamal Lewis, and of course Mr. Brian Westbrook are going to lead Coach Sean Lyons to a Jackass Conference Championship. Moving right along down into the Donkey Conference. Who's your pick in the Donkey Conference?
I've got to tell you, in the Donkey Conference, when he's not out eating greasy cheesesteaks, he's making great draft picks. With the Philadelphia Fat Attack taking the Donkey Conference, Wes Welker and Adrian Peterson are going to lead him there.
Well, while I also like your pick of the Donkey Conference, I have to agree to disagree with you. See, I believe that to be the best, you got to beat the best. And Coach Johnny M and the New Jersey Trash have proven that they are the world champions of the world, and until somebody unseats them out of that seat, I'm not prepared to do so. Donkey Conference champions this year will be the New Jersey Trash. Leah, let's move on now to the Mule Conference. Who do you believe will be the Mule Conference champion?
Allison in the wedding didn't distract Coach Cal like Jessica does for Tony Romo. I'm going with the Steel Addicts to take the Mule Conference.
The Steel Addicts winning the Mule Conference. Well, I'm going to have to disagree with you one more time, Leah. I believe the Mule Conference champion this season will be none other than Spit in My Hair. Spit in My Hair has assembled a heck of a running back squad led by Mr. Marion Barber and Lawrence Maroney. And he's also got a couple good fine wide receivers in Larry Fitzgerald, Hines Ward. And I do believe the Mule Conference champion this season will be Spit in My Hair. Well, that's the 3 division winners in your eyes and the 3 division winners in my eyes. Let's move on to your 3 wild card spots. Who do you got?
I've got, I tell you, fried Cheetos, LT, and Drew Brees make for a deadly combo. The man in black will be in the wild card with the Dirty Sexy South.
Hey, I can't say I disagree with you there. Dirty Sexy South has assembled himself quite a football team, and I do believe that I will be picking him as a wild card player as well. As a matter of fact, he will be in contention for that Donkey Conference Championship all season long. But like I said earlier, you gotta beat the best to be the best, and until he beats New Jersey Trash, I can't pick against him, but he will be in the wild card race, the man in black. Who's your second wild card?
I'm going to go with Spit in My Hair. Lawrence Maroney, the Dreadlock Rasta running back, will put them right up there as well.
Lawrence Maroney, Marion Barber, team together. Well, that's a lot of dreadlocks in one place, shaking them all over the place, knocking people over, running them down. I like that pick as well. Well, my second wild card pick is going to be a little bit of a surprise, perhaps, as I'm going to pick, coming out of nowhere, I have no idea what I'm talking about. My second wild card winner this season is going to be the Retarded Angry Donkeys. Coach Hammer Young, he's going to have those boys playing well. And I'll tell you what, if Larry Johnson can stay healthy this season, then the Retarded Angry Donkeys are going to be one heck of a good football team. Who's your last team to get into the wild card?
I'm going to tell you, sipping Chardonnay right into the wild card spot will be led by Big Ben Roethlisberger taking Team Bleeding Green.
That is some heavy powered Chardonnay right there you're drinking. Did you just say that TBG is going to make the playoffs?
I sure did.
Holy moly, folks, you heard it here first. Leah McCann going out on a limb that's about to break TBG in the playoffs. Well, my wild card's going to wrap up with, of course, the Buffalo Soldiers. Buffalo Soldiers will not be able to unseat the Chi-Town Hustle as the Jackass Conference champions this season, but they will make it in as a wild card, and they should be able to make a decent run in the playoffs. Well, Leah and Kai May Kaloma, I would like to thank you for joining us today. This has been a very special edition of the Tuesday Evening Quarterback. It's been a pleasure to have you here with us.
It's been a pleasure to be here.
I'd love to have you join us on another occasion.
Sounds good, huh?
Well, until next week, keep your eyes on the prize, your hands upon the wheel, and your